Sunday of week 6. Sunday morning is Falkland Trail Runners morning. The sun's shining. Unfortunately, it's quite strong winds. Temperature's 11 degrees just now, which is fine. But the wind is round about 20 miles an hour, which is pretty strong. So we'll have to try and look for a route that's reasonably sheltered. So Falkland Trail Runners, Sunday morning, we take the transition group out. That's the people that have done a couch to 5k and now they're working their way up to 10k's. They'll be doing about 7k's this morning. We'll be taking them up a little bit of a hill. Once we get back from that, then I'll go and do another 11k's on my own. So winds apart, I'm quite looking forward to it. Yesterday we did our 18k's. It was 5k's of a park run in Perth, followed by 13km on the road, which was fine. No real problems. A little reoccurrence of the hot toes syndrome, let's call it, on my left foot. Not sure why that happened, but it came and it went after probably about a k. It came in round about 11k and went away again about 12. I'm sure that's something to do with the New Balance road shoes. They're quite thin. There's not much cushioning in them, and yeah, we'll see. Anyway, looking forward to a good run today. So we'll check out with you once we get started with the transition group. Right, so here we go. About 7k and easy pace for the group. We'll have a few regroupings to let people catch up. Other than that, it should be quite straightforward. Good. So that was the transition group, and gosh, it's really nice and sunny out here now. So 7k that we did, and a few little bits of hilly wee bits in it, but nothing drastic, and everybody seemed to cope quite well with it. So yeah, quite proud of them. They were around about the 7-minute kilometre mark, which wasn't bad, considering the number of hills that they had to do. Okay, so personally, that was fine. Yeah, I'm really amazed that just a few weeks ago I was having all sorts of aches and pains. The only thing I had there was maybe my left hamstring and quad started to get a little bit tender, but again, nothing to worry about. I think it's just that I did 18k yesterday and I'm out again today. So between the 2 days that'll be 36k, which is 23 miles, something like that. Yeah, 23 miles. So the distances are starting to rack up. Okay, so talking of distances, time to go out for another wee run. Always difficult to get going the second time after you've been stopped. Right, so this is 11k. It's bright and sunny, but strong wind, so it might be quite hard going in places. Right, here we go then. 2.5. In about 17 minutes 20. Okay, so decided to walk this bit, which is quite steep, uphill, but that's okay. That's a conscious decision, because we've done quite a climb in the last 2.5k. I think the thing to do on these bits is to gauge it by your breath. So, listening to my breathing, I'm not just dondering along here. It's still going quite steep uphill. There's how far we've come up. Right, so this is us come over the crest so we can start running again. Here we go. Right, kilometre 4 was 6:41, and that was mostly uphill. 4 kilometres in probably about 28, 40 or 50. So that's not bad, given that it's mostly uphill. So this is us at the junction of the trail and the tarmac path down to Strathmiglo. We've come, I think, here we go, 5.26 kilometres, and we've been doing a 7-minute kilometre pace. Total time, the watch will tell us in a moment, 37 minutes and a couple of seconds. So that's not too bad. Given that, as I keep repeating, that's uphill most of the way. So that's 2.5 kilometres extra I need, which is 1.25 kilometres I need to go down this way. So we'll turn back round at 6.5 kilometres. Come back up and finish the run. Okay, I really regret, always regret stopping to do these little bits, which is why I don't do them very often now. Even if you only stop for a couple of minutes, your legs just tighten up, and yeah, it's going to be stiff when we start up again. However, nothing for it, here we go. Good. So, 7.83 kilometres. So that's bang on, and average pace is 6:54. But I think, given that I've got my trail shoes on, and that way is at least 1.5 miles on tar, I think we will go this way. So we've been up here before, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and so it's kind of joggable halfway, and then the other half goes ballistic, so we have to walk up that way, but it brings us onto the road that we can run along on our way out. Okay, so I think that's what we'll do. Hard work just walking up here. Never mind running. Okay then, so that was the second long run for week 6. I was scheduled to do 18 kilometres. I did 7 kilometres with the transition group, had a little drink, and then went back out again and planned to do 11 Ks. But I changed my route kind of while I was out, and I ended up doing just over 12, but I stopped the clock at 12 kilometres because I was almost back at base. So according to Mr. Garmin, 12 kilometres took an hour and just under 25 minutes. So an unspectacular 7 minutes a kilometre. But you would see in the video that probably about 2/3 of the route was actually uphill. So given that I was doing kind of 6-minute kilometres yesterday on the flat for my 18, I think I can probably forgive myself dropping back to 7 when so much of it was uphill. And when we were with the transition group, there was quite a lot of hilly stuff in that as well. So I'm not jumping up and down with excitement, you know. I'm never going to threaten any of the elite runners, but then, you know, I never was going to do that anyway. So 7 minutes a kilometre. In terms of the marathon, you know, that I think that would be disastrous to be doing the marathon in 7 minutes per kilometre. So that would be what, 320. That would be over 5 hours. So that's just not going to happen. But then the marathon's not going to be uphill all the way. So if I can do 6 kilometres, that's about 4.5 hours. That's a bit more respectable. If I can do 5-minute kilometres, then that'll be 4 hours. So it's that 4 hours that I'm really aiming for, but I would be satisfied with anything between 4 and 4.5. I think I would be reasonably comfortable with. Okay, so that's it for today. No leaving Las Vegas this Tuesday, it's their week off. So the next thing will probably be Falkland Trail Runners for a speed session on Thursday. Okay, so I'll see you then.